Hello and welcome to video number 5. We're going to talk about freebies, and freebies are a great way to get people to sign up for your webinar. But there is a right way of doing it, and of course there is a wrong way of doing it, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So what do they get? Do they get bonuses, freebies, gifts on the webinar itself, and maybe like checklists or cheat sheets or something extra of value that relates to the webinar? So obviously you don't want to just give somebody a freebie for the sake of giving a freebie to getting them signed up. You always want to make sure that that freebie, whatever you're giving them, is actually related to the end desire or end result or whatever you're trying to sell inside of the webinar itself. So what is on the other side? Like I said earlier, transparency does wonders. Letting people know on the lead capture page if they're getting something, be transparent about it. What do they get exactly? And this allows people to see what they get if they fill in their email and name, and that's important. But one thing you want to make sure that you do with your freebies is they must be related. They must be related to the end desire. So if you're selling a piece of software, for example, you might want to give them maybe a short video course that shows them how to do something that is related to the webinar, so that you kind of prep them so that they know exactly, what they're going to be learning. So maybe the webinar is the next step. They need to watch the video, or maybe a short video, and on the webinar itself, you're going to show more details. So maybe the video could be something like what or why, why they should be doing this, what are they doing? And then the webinar itself, you're showing a little bit of the how to do it. And then maybe you're selling the actual piece of software that will speed the whole process up. So another freebie that you could give is a checklist or infographic. We recommend PictoChart if you're utilizing, creating infographics. You can create a lot of beautiful infographics using PictoChart. You can take a lot of content, written content, and turn it into a better looking piece of content by creating an infographic around it. You can also give homework that they can fill in before the webinar. So maybe before the webinar, you want everybody to have a chance to fill in maybe something that you're going to go over in the webinar itself. Or they fill something in so that when they attend the webinar, it's going to fulfill or complete something that was missing, or a question that was missing in that homework itself. So as far as freebies go, you definitely want to make sure that it is related and that it's not the major emphasis. You want, at the end of the day, that your webinar be the major emphasis, not your freebie, not your gift. All right. So that's just something to keep in mind, that the freebie only should complement the major emphasis, which is the webinar itself. Otherwise, you will actually get lower conversions on the webinar itself because people are signing up for the freebie. So we actually made a mistake a while back in trying to do that, and we found a lot of people signed up, and that was great. But as far as getting people to attend the webinar, that actually hurt us in the long run. So keep that in mind. Take our strategies, take our mistakes, and apply them to your own successes. So with that said, let's move on to video number 6.